What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I'm Chris.
I'm Drew.
And we are here with a new video, and this is actually something we haven't done in a while. A new Jaiden Animations video.
Woohoo!
Yay! We love Jaiden here. Jaiden's awesome. Does good stuffs. You do good, Jaiden, if you ever watch this. I don't know why, but, you know, she would, but maybe eventually.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. So, this is her latest animation that had dropped a couple, 3 days ago or so, something around in there.
Mm-hmm.
My first time playing DnD, or Dungeons and Dragons.
I hope that's what it is.
Yes.
Dance Revolution. No, not the
no,
same
that's DDR.
Dance and Dance.
Yeah. And just a little bit, we've mentioned it. Well, I have mentioned it during our movie review of Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. I play D&D. I have played D&D. I'm DMing a campaign. You have done none of that.
I've dabbled
in
the Dungeons and Dragons universe. I played. It was 20. Wow. Okay, hang on. 2013. I was at annual training in Orlando, Florida, and it was there for 2 weeks, and I had the best situation ever. The barracks had all been rented out to other units, and so we actually got to stay in a hotel for the whole 2 weeks. And the company commander had just taken over, and I found out through the grapevine that he was an Uber nerd.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And so, like, 4 or 5 of us got together.
That's like finding out your teacher or something like that has got, like, this one little subject.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, if we could get him on this subject, we won't have to do schoolwork. You know.
Well, we still had to do our job, unfortunately.
Well, yes.
But the cool thing was when we got back from our day of activities, training, whatever. He was DMing a campaign for the soldiers that wanted to play.
Oh, sweet.
Or wanted to participate.
Yeah. And
he did it in a way that if, you know, us talking about it, someone else wants to join in, they could just pick right up.
Right.
In the campaign.
Yeah.
And so, for the 2 weeks that we were there, every night we would come in, we would eat our dinner, and play D&D, and then it was lights out, go to bed. And so we did that for 2 weeks, and that was the one campaign I've ever played through completion, because he made it specifically
for that 2 weeks.
It was more like 10 days, because it had to organically grow.
Right.
Oh, you want to play? You want to play? So,
okay. Yeah. What did you play as, if you remember?
I was a Centaur Ranger, level 10. My name was Veritas.
All right.
Because I was the Ranger of Truth. In our campaign, and I remember my perks too.
Oh, okay.
I will always remember this because I rolled terribly. I rolled.
It wasn't against doors, was it?
No.
Okay.
No. You're a jerk. No, I rolled.
Wasn't referencing anything for you, but
no. I understand because I've seen the meme that centaurs don't like doors because of height.
Okay.
I get the meme.
Okay.
Or the reference, but no, I rolled -3 charisma because I was ugly. But I had the cloak of negotiation, and so I could talk myself out of anything.
Okay.
And then also, I had a feature built into my character because we were allowed to roll for like one specific feature.
Oh, okay.
That could never be undone, even by magic or anything. And mine was I had a +10 marksmanship bonus every time I drew my bow and I rolled an even number. It was an automatic kill shot. It was a crit.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I had a very good stat.
Yes.
Only thing is, I suck at rolling dice. So I rolled odds a lot.
That's why you have little dice gels that you put it in there, and you get another one for the pile.
Yeah, and then I played a little bit, like obviously not like an actual campaign or anything, but just trying to get my dice roll better. I played a little bit with the ones you got me.
Oh yeah. For those of you who know what I'm talking about that, we had last year a holiday special, so check that out.
Not like Star Wars.
Yeah, no, not that holiday special. Ours was a lot better.
I hope.
Well, I know
it was unboxing presents.
That's true, which, from what I understand,
but watching
did not
other
require cocaine.
You're not wrong. But watching other people open things that you're like, oh, I want that, you immediately get mad at them. Can't believe you're opening this in front of me.
That's why I stopped watching Blind Ways.
Really?
Blind Bags. I'm like, no, I do. You know, there is one episode that I actually sent them stuff twice. Actually, I think it was episode 61.
I remember the adventure book.
Yeah, and then that was like episode 134, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was 61 or 62. I can't remember when I first sent them some stuff. And then so whatever math numbers later, 134, I believe, is when I did the Choose Your Own Adventure book.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to do
they absolutely despised.
No, they loved that. I loved that.
You know what you send them next time?
Oh, I want to follow up.
A business card that just says, follow me at Abstract Tiger Productions.
No.
You get just one of them and like people flock to the channel.
Not gonna do that. Anyways,
it's worth a shot. Because our poll is not getting any traction, hardly.
Speaking of which, that's a great segue. We have a poll up on our community tab right here, right now, for at least 2 to 3 weeks. It's a show poll. Now, I will explain. I have a video out which kind of explains this a little bit more in detail. I will say that, again, there is 2 polls there. It's all the same one big poll. I just had to split it up because YouTube only allowed 5 options on their polls.
For whatever reason.
I don't know. So, if you want, like I said, it's a show poll.
Mm-hmm.
Go vote if you want to see. There's some things on there. If you want to for us to react to. No. The top. Probably I'm going to choose the top 3.
Yeah.
It's going to be then put in a different poll and see what the top 2 of them is. And yeah, round 2.
Yeah.
Fight. Sorry. So, yeah. Go check out that over there. And, yeah.
A funny joke. You can cut it out, but when you said round 2 fight, I was thinking Faulty Towers just comes up from the back end and just gets all the votes. And it's like, fatality.
Fatality. If you want to have that joke made in reality. Anyways, so
myself.
Yes, go check out what's on that list there. Vote for whatever you want us to react to, or potentially react to what you would like to see, and let's get back to Jaiden Animations now. So, shall we get started with her newest video?
Yes.
I don't know why I paused.
I was waiting for more.
I don't know why. I just... Oh.
So this is going to be very interesting.
Oh. I had this.
I just looked over and it just says, we don't skimp on cheese. Product placement. Oh no.
Not sponsored, but fantastic pizza.
Willing to be if you guys send us an email. I would love to be sponsored by a pizza joint. Do you know how much free pizza we would get?
Probably too much.
My wife would love it. She doesn't have to cook.
Anyways, Jaiden Animations. Let's get going on this.
Yes, let's watch her play D&D for the first time.
Play.
Dungeons and Dragons is like a board game without the board, and you play using your imagination. If you think of something, it can just happen in game. D&D is very popular. Almost everyone I've ever met absolutely loves it, and I have never played it before.
This scares
even
me
though
after
I always
watching her
thought
do
I
that
would
online
really
dating
like
game.
it. People would tell me stories of their games, like, so this one time me and my party were entering a cave, and there was a big ogre guarding some treasure, but I used my charisma stat to seduce him, and we ended up eloping together. Dude, if you don't think that sounds crazy fun, then
Shrek
I don't
onion.
think we would get along,
that was
and you
great.
should probably unsubscribe. But if you do think that sounds fun, then hey.
Ha!
Sorry, I've never done that before. It felt weird. I decided to reach out to Charlie, aka Slimesicle, aka Charlie Slimesicle, because he's super into D&D, and we ended up forming a little group of me, Alpharad, Ronbu as the players, and Charlie as the Dungeon Master, which is like the game organizer slash manager slash god. We all created our characters, and into the world.
Is
we-
Alfred, he just looks very bored.
clouds
That's what I was gonna say.
Why
I
am
was
I
literally gonna say,
here?
why does she
In
always
it,
draw
a
him like
giant
he just
ancient
could
oak
not
tree
care?
can be found looming over all the other trees. The inside has been hollowed out, and a
Old
sign
Oak
hangs
Inn.
on the side reading Old Oak Inn. Inside, many creatures of various origins
This
are
is already
relaxing,
starting like Vox
drinking,
Machina.
socializing, but
Sorry.
one stands out.
Vox
A cat,
Machina.
equipped with various instruments, sits at a table, leaning over their cup of milk and scanning the room. They spot a dragonborn drinking at the bar, alone, seemingly pondering life. From the other end of the bar, a man in a suit approaches the dragon and starts a casual conversation. Do you know Mark? No,
I'm sorry, did they make
I don't.
Alpharad Sanji?
Who are you?
It looks
I'm
like
Paul.
it.
I'm an assistant
like
manager at
Sanji.
the old mart of Wall. 43 years old. My wife passed away during childbirth. My parents died, and my only child, Paul Jr., ran away at age 6. I'm living a deadbeat life, not even able to go up in the corporate ladder because my manager, Mark, prevents me from doing so. So here I am, drinking away my woes.
What in the what?
I'm Zoot. Hi, excuse me. Are you two new around here? Born and raised. I wish I was. Okay, so I've been stuck in a time loop for what I believe to be the past 3 years. I've relived the same day over and over. I suspect my neighbor Thomas somehow trapped me here, but I don't know how to escape. I can prove it. Look, over there. In about 5 seconds, there's a 70% chance a waiter is gonna trip and drop their glasses
What?
onto the ground. Well, alright, it's a bit impressive, but, like, it's gonna take a bit more convincing because that wasn't all that. Suddenly, a sheep crashes through the tavern windows
sheep?
and starts rampaging around the inn. It's going straight up crazy, knocking over tables, knocking over people. Paul mentions it's got something in its mouth, and the sheep immediately stops and runs straight up to him. As Paul takes what seems to be a scroll out of the sheep's mouth, Zoot whips out their mace in an attempt to pepper spray the sheep, but slips on a puddle of rum and accidentally sprays Paul, who just is disappointed at this point. The three open the scroll, and Zoot, recognizing it's a speak with animals spell, translates it, casting a huge shockwave and blasting everything in its radius. Hello? Can you understand me now? Why the f did you try to spray me with mace? Zoot and the sheep start bickering as Paul and Tholomew just stare at them. Just forget it, forget it. I'm no ordinary sheep. I used to be human and was cursed into a sheep's body. My name is Luop, and I need your help becoming human again. Please. Alright, Lop. Well, it's Luop. Come on, guys, let's go. And for some reason, they all went along with it, still not understanding what the hell is going on. Maybe, they both thought, they could find their arch enemies, Mark and Thompson, along the way. The group is walking through the woods. Tholomew is very on edge, feeling like something isn't quite right. The tree line is shifting in unnatural ways. Oak trees are turning into birch, the bushes are rustling. Zoot spots various random animals along the path and picks up a turtle, which they add to their inventory. Paul tries to pocket a turtle of his own, but it turns out to be a rock, and is then mauled by a cougar. He ends up unharmed, though his adventure suit he changed into is now ruined. Zoot feels bad about Paul not getting a turtle, so they offer to let Paul name theirs,
Plus 3
to which
pity
he
points.
chooses Paul Jr. They eventually reach a clearing with a large stone outcrop covered in engraved shifting runes. Carved into a stone is a large bronze door with a face on it. Hello. You should try to impress it. Oh, okay.
answer these riddles 3, and then you can come in. I'm a riddle door.
I'm the riddle door, okay.
The alphabet goes from A to Z, but I go from Z to A. What am I?
The alphabet backwards.
Wrong! The answer was zebra. Who's next? I move without wings, between silken strings. I leave, as you may find, clay substance behind.
I'm gonna say a spider, because I got the butt strings.
Correct!
The butt strings.
Wait, but can you turn our friend back?
Oh yeah, double or nothing. Answer this next riddle, and your friend will be turned back. I creep and crawl with no eyes, legs, or ears, but I can move the earth with my peers. What am
Can you use it in a sentence?
I? Answer to the question?
Yeah, like spelling bee style.
Nice try, but you're not gonna worm your way out of this.
Damn. I think I picked up on it. I don't know if you noticed, but he said worm on accident. I'm very detail oriented.
Don't listen to him, he's a zebra.
Paul Jr., what do you think the answer is? Turtle. Turtle, final answer. It's a worm!
Correct.
What?
The adventurers walk through the door's mouth, which closes behind
that
them.
w-
As they're walking into an open room, they're greeted by a closed silver
Oh,
door.
your answer
Zoot
right.
immediately pitches the turtle at
River?
the door, but nothing happens. There's 3 dishes of clay placed in front of 3 pedestals, and the door face emerges once again, this time on the ceiling.
In order to continue, create whatever you want.
Not wanting to deal with more riddles, Zoot throws a dagger into the door's eye.
Fine, I'm not helping you with this one.
The group, now lost with no direction, decides for some reason to all start eating the clay, even feeding some to Paul
Why?
Jr. and Wop against their wills. After all the clay has been consumed, the pillars glow red and more clay drops down from the ceiling, resetting the puzzle. Huh. Out of ideas, they decide to do what the door face suggested. Tholomew sculpts a crown, Zoot rolls out a worm, and Paul builds a penguin. They all place their creations on pedestals, which sink in and beam green before the lights turn out and everything goes dark. They flash back on and suddenly all their creations have come to life in weird clay flesh bodies. Paul cleaves at his penguin with his great axe, nearly cutting it clean in half, revealing that the inside is just more clay. The worm monster looks at Zoot and says, "It's wormin' time!" causing Zoot to scream and sending a shockwave towards it, immediately exploding the worm and splattering clay everywhere, living as a normal-sized worm now. The worm lunges and wraps itself around Zoot's throat, trying to choke them out. Tholomew rips the arms off the crown monster and dodges its follow-up attack. The penguin reforms itself, sprints full speed at Paul, but slips and splats into a pile of clay on the ground, to which Paul finishes off with his axe. Meanwhile, Tholomew attempts to rip the legs off the crown, only for the crown legs to turn into arms, grabbing Tholomew and climbing onto their head, causing them to lose their mind, viewing the other party members as enemies. Paul shifts his attention to Tholomew, throwing his great axe horizontally at the crown. Unfortunately, it goes a bit low and the handle smacks Tholomew directly in the face. Zoot gets a grip on the worm, ripping it off their throat, and breathes acid onto it until it's reduced to ash.
Okay, so she's
Tholomew
in-
blows on their bagpipes to attack Paul, sending out a
Bagpipes?
thunderous shockwave that shakes the cavern.
I was saying,
Paul is able
the
to
cat's
hold his
been playing
ground,
back-
runs
or
up to
had
the
bagpipes
table,
the whole
and
time.
successfully cleaves the crown off Tholomew's head. All the clay monsters have been defeated. The silver door opens, and everyone cheers together in celebration. The adventurers enter the new room to be greeted by wooden structures, spiral staircases, platforms, and a golden door at the very back wall. It looks like a camp is set up inside the area, and voices can be heard above on one of the platforms. Tholomew scans the area, looking for traces of their neighbor, Thompson. Not only do they discover a pack of goblins that have inhabited the area, but he also recognizes a familiar boot print in the clay. It's the same type Thompson wears. He's been here. Paul climbs up to the goblin platform and sparks conversation. The goblins are confused and a bit wary of the intruders, but introduce themselves nonetheless.
I'm Gob, that's Glob, that's Gobble, that's Gobble Gob, and that's the Peeler,
And who's that?
that's Bloyle.
So your names are Gob, Glob, Gobble, Gobble Gob, Peeler, and Bloyle?
The Peeler.
You got it.
You got it.
So your name is the Peeler. You don't know anything about Mark or Thompson.
I only know about one thing, and that's peeling. Yeah! Great, there you go.
Oh, jeez. Okay, all right, we're leaving. Paul starts booking it to the door they came in through. The Peeler right on his tail, stabbing at his ankles. No one else is doing or saying anything, they're just watching. Paul makes it back to the previous room, and the Peeler slinks into the shadows. With Paul in the other room and Tholomew and Zoot unable to speak Goblin, Tholomew is left trying to communicate through improvised sign language, pointing at the door and blowing kisses at the goblins to signal peace. Zoot tries to slip around the goblins in the meantime, as communication is clearly not working and the goblins are only getting more aggressive, but they bump into an invisible force they can't see, alerting the goblins, who are now initiating combat. Zoot decides to keep running to the door as Tholomew bangs on their drums, sending sound shockwaves at the attacking goblins. Gob, Glob, and Gobble are all sent flying off the edge of the platform, falling to their deaths. Gobblegob, in a fit of rage after losing his friends, lunges at Tholomew but misses completely, sending himself off the edge of the platform too. The Peeler emerges from the shadows to lunge at Tholomew, who is taking up Bloyle, but Paul jumps in just in time, clashing blades with him. As everyone is distracted, Zoot gets to the door, peeking in to see an entirely golden room with a small golden rod shaped like a tree branch floating at the center. The branch shifts between valuable materials, at one moment being made of gold, then emerald, and ruby. Gobblegob, the goblin that accidentally dove off the side of the platform, sprints back up the stairs and attempts to tackle Tholomew off the platform, but accidentally leaps over him and plummets once again over the edge, this time to his demise. Paul and Tholomew perform a clumsy team attack together and finish off the Peeler, ending the battle, but because of the uncoordinated attack, Paul's axe is now peeled. They all hurry over to Zoot and enter the golden room together, trying to figure out how to get the artifact down. Zoot suggests they all toss Slop into the air to get it down, so Paul Solongi Bowser's the sheep into the air, but in the complete opposite direction. Tholomew quickly runs over and breaks his fall, and before Lop can say anything, they throw him again, this time hitting their target as they both fall to the ground. No one stops Lop's fall this time as he lays motionless on the floor. As Tholomew is healing up Lop, Zoot approaches the wand, only for it to be snatched by an invisible force. An unseen figure then reveals itself. Well, hey there, neighbor. Oh, and Paul. It's me, your good friend, Mark Thompson.
Yeah.
The same guy.
Tholomew, you ruined my life. Spreading false rumors about me. You said I cursed you, and now no one wants to talk to me. My wife and kids left me. Everyone avoids me. So I spent years becoming a dark wizard, and I'm gonna have my revenge. What about me? And you, Paul? Anyway, yeah!
What?
You all are gonna be spending the rest of your lives here in this shifting sanctum. I'll be going now. Tholomew quickly casts Locate Object on the wand Mark is now holding and throws ink in the general direction, hoping to reveal where Mark is, but unfortunately it doesn't land. Zoot sprints in the direction Tholomew indicated and attempts to tackle the air. They make contact, but bounce off of Mark's rock-solid beer gut, breaking the invisibility spell. Tholomew whips out their drums, slamming it with the intent to cast a Thunderwave on Mark, sending him flying from the impact. Zoot follows behind and shouts, "Depression!" casting a command spell on him. He stops in his tracks, facing Zoot, and says, "I'm so sad." Having never dealt with depression before, he pulls out a picture of his ex-wife and kids and just stares at it longingly. Paul and Bartholomew see their chance to attack him and once again try to use an ultimate team attack. They grip Paul's peeled axe together and throw it in tandem at Mark. But once again, they mess up, and Bartholomew is accidentally sent flying with the axe as it pierces Mark's chest. Mark is unfazed, still wallowing in his depression, but Zoot sees this as an opportunity, casting Disguise Self and visually turning themselves into Mark's ex-wife. Ella, is that you? It is! Mark. Mark drops the photo and wand, sobbing, and slowly walks towards Zoot, who has their arms out, ready for his embrace. He grabs Zoot and pulls them close, tears streaming down his face. It's been so hard. It's okay. I'm here now. Zoot pulls back just a bit, just to look into Mark's eyes, which are sparkling with tears.
I'm wondering.
And proceeds to acid
Yep,
blast
that's
him point blank from the mouth.
Yep, that's.
Mark is heavily damaged but alive, snapping back to reality and throwing Paul's axe to the ground. If I can't have the wand, no one can! Paul picks up one part of his peeled axe. Looks like the manager position just opened up. He throws the axe and hits Mark, but doesn't kill him. He then picks up the other peeled axe part to throw as well, but it boomerangs around and hits him in the back of the head. Bartholomew grabs the wand from the ground and points it at Mark. This is for everything. The low tax return, the restraining order, for moving in next to me. You're my personal hell! Mark turns to Paul while being zapped by the wand. Would you still let me be your manager, even if I was a...
Worm.
You're fired. You guys did it! Please, use the wand to turn me back into a human. Please! Bartholomew casts the wand's powers onto Lop, finally turning him back into his original form. Paul and now human Lop lock eyes. Hi, Dad. Paul Jr. Is that you? Paul and his long-lost son, Paul Jr. embrace. The wand, now all out of magic, crumbles into dust, and the party exits the cave. The bomb is detonate, and the explosions erupt behind them as the group walks off together.
Thanks for watching. This was a different type of video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Especially big thanks to Charlie, Ranbu, and Jacob for the great D&D session. It was super fun, and I really want to play more. I'd like to upload highlights of the actual D&D session to my second channel eventually, but it's not ready yet because I'm bad at planning. So maybe that'll happen one day. Anyway, this was a big
Did she say that she streamed it on her other channel?
I think so, or something like that.
Links to everyone are in the description. Okay,
Hold on.
thanks for watching. This was a Jacob for the great D&D session. It was super fun, and I really want to play more. I'd like to upload highlights of the actual D&D session to my second channel eventually, but it's not ready yet.
They did.
Because I'm bad at planning. So, maybe that'll happen one
So
day.
there's
Anyway,
actual,
this
like...
was a big project. Thank you to the team as always. And
Yeah.
That's great. So when that comes out, we'll have to
Yes.
watch the full, or
Yes.
the real thing.
That would be great.
Because some of those rolls, I'm just like...
I could just like, okay.
It boomeranged and hit him in the head. Yeah, that was a bad
that's
roll.
a crit roll. Probably a 1.
That was bad.
And the one actually not letting go of the axe
Yeah.
when it got thrown. Either forgot to... We throw it, but probably one threw it, and he's just like, I'm there to help and hold on and get my strength,
Well,
and never said, I'll let go.
The I'm wondering how many of those things was the DM just like, you didn't specify, so I'm going to
Yeah,
make this
that's
as
what I
hard
was
for you as
saying, is that
possible.
this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And why did they decide to eat the clay at the beginning? I was like, come on, it's obvious. I guess they just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I was like, this is the obvious thing they wanted to do. Was mold something out of the clay, but eat it.
Well, it sounds like they got the instructions, but Jaiden was just like,
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not listening. Like, just interrupts Charlie and is like, I want to throw my dagger.
I'll throw a dagger.
I'm sick of listening to people in walls and doors and crap. So, that'll do it.
Yeah. Oh, man. That was definitely different. So, Jaiden was a acid dragonborn.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of waiting for her little thing with the disguise self. She was like, yeah. She hasn't used the acid breath in a while, so yeah, I can see where this is going.
Yeah, like, exactly. I'm still trying to figure out why Mark was Sanji.
Oh, not Mark. Paul.
Paul, that's right, Paul.
Which was Alpha Red.
Yeah, Mark was the bad guy.
Yeah, Mark was Mark Thomas, which was first and last name.
Thompson,
yeah. Thompson,
yeah.
And then, I don't know, maybe it was just, that's how he described his character, probably. What it looking
it
like.
Worked.
You give what, yeah. We've had some interesting, in the campaign that I'm running, had some interesting interactions with people, but nothing quite like that yet.
But it gave you ideas, didn't it?
Oh, no. I've already had ideas for our next session. Whenever they're eventually going to their next like phase, I guess, of the campaign and whatnot. This is maybe, I don't know, might be spoilers for the crew, but I don't know if they really watch our stuff that much. So,
evidently, Jonathan does not.
Apparently not. So, but yeah, they will be going into a mercenary guild to hire at least one or so people extra. I already have some very interesting characters that they're going to be running into. Basically, I have a half ogre version of the girl from My Fair Lady. That the two guys tried to,
My next question was going to be...
She wants to be ladylike.
My next question was going to be if any of these characters are inspired by a David Tennant character, but that's just so much better.
No, not yet. For those of you who have not seen My Fair Lady, it's a good one. It's an interesting one. It's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a classic, some people would say.
Yes, some people would say that.
So would Turner.
Yes, they would. But yeah, we're full of comedy here. Well, that was good. I'm glad Jaiden had fun with her first time playing.
Yeah.
See, whenever I first started playing, I don't think there was playable Dragonborn. Because I was like really early D&D.
Like, Gen 1, Gen 2?
Well, I would say probably it was what would they consider advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which I think was somewhere around 2. It was different. And then it kind of got into a little bit of 3.
Okay.
But then I really got into, with 5e. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay, so when you first started, you were still using the individual monster manuals. It wasn't all one big book?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and the DM I had, he had all the books and stuff like that. So like the players and stuff like that.
No, it's all on the computer.
Yes, but I still have the physical books over there.
Cards.
Yes, the cards.
Which
spell
I
cards.
Didn't know that cards were a thing until you asked for them on your Christmas list.
Oh yes, the spell cards are really handy. That way you
birthday
can
list.
Yeah. still some of them there. I have one pack left there. But yeah, the spell cards are really handy because, you know, if you're like playing a cleric or, you know, some spellcaster or something like that, you don't have to thumb through the book and look, okay, what is it? Oh, they're in nice slow order, going from low, you know.
So you just say, I want to do this, and then you roll for it?
Kind of, depending on which spellcaster you are. Sometimes before, like during a rest or something like that, you have to prepare your spells and stuff like that.
Almost like a ritual?
Kinda, sort of. Like wizards, for example, they have to really like, I don't know, they just don't have really good short-term memory, but the way they cast it is they have to write it out,
mm-hmm.
quote unquote, the spell.
Yeah.
And take that with them. Clerics and stuff like that. I mean, you've got a certain number of slots. For those of you who are D&D, I'm just very loosely doing this. I know there's a lot more specifics to it, but each level that you have as a spellcaster, you have a certain number of slots.
Okay.
And say, for example, level 1 or something like that, you have your cantrips and your level 1 spell. Usually have one. But there's not just one level 1 spell. You have like a selection you can choose through. And with the cards and stuff like that, instead of having to have like the book with your bunch of bookmarks in,
right.
Like, okay, this is where the cleric spells are. This is where all the rangers and the bards and yada yada yada. You got the cards, which they're nice organized from by level, and you just I'm trying to pick a level 1 spell. Okay, I just kind of look through here. Okay, I'm going to take this one with me.
Okay.
And that's like your character preparing the spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, the only experience I have with things like that is very, very little Magic the Gathering.
See, as a ranger with 10th level ranger, you should have had some spells.
No, I was playing completely no magic. That was the thing about our campaign. It had to be fantasized in the real world. No magic.
Okay.
Yeah, that was because
right.
we were soldiers,
okay.
So it was basically what would happen if you brought D&D characters.
Okay.
Do you know what I was about to say?
Okay, I'm kind of sort of yeah. All right, I have an idea of where it's going.
Into Afghanistan.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically,
wow.
Because the whole point was it was training after training. I didn't specify that part earlier, but I probably should have. Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
Future reference. Shooting a bow and arrow. In Modern Warfare, like I said, I'm a bad roller. So yeah,
wow.
It was interesting. There was about 6 of us total. We had a bard. We had
bardic inspiration.
We had another ranger, but he wasn't a centaur. He was.
Sorry.
There was another ranger, but he wasn't a centaur. He was what's it called?
Yeah, you have to describe it. I mean, there are
so like there's Minotaur, which is like half bull, half man.
Okay.
There's Centaur, which is half
horse,
man, half horse.
Yes.
There's a Satyr, which is half goat, half man. What is it when they're half pig? Other than, Ninja Turtles. Like, I don't know what that's called, but that's basically what he was. He said he wanted to be like if Pumbaa was in the army. When he was describing his character.
Okay.
So he was a warthog that was bipedal.
Okay.
And
that was probably something that was like, okay, I don't think that's in the official race list.
I don't think so either. That's why I was like, I don't know what they would be called.
That's not, I don't know.
Because I immediately thought Ninja Turtles when he described his character.
Bebop?
Yeah, exactly. See, I can remember which one was which. Bebop and Rocksteady. Yeah. I get the two mixed up which one's which.
Yeah, well.
Which, by the way, Mutant Mayhem was not bad. I enjoyed it.
It was okay.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
It was all right. It was different.
It was definitely
like,
different.
Really different. Storyline wise. I'm like, okay. And me and one of my friend, Justin from church,
Mm-hmm.
we were discussing, it's just like, why is this person a bad guy? He's not supposed to be a bad guy. Oh, okay. They swap sides there near the end. Okay.
Which guy?
I don't remember. He was naming off some character I have not known. I was like,
because I was going to say, Baxter Stockman has.
Baxter Stockman was, he was always a bad guy.
He's always been the Fly.
Yes.
I like that this one was Superfly.
And voiced by
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube.
The voices are what got me. I was like, okay, when they did the first trailer and they announced all the different voices and who was playing which ones, and I'm
Seth Rogen.
What? Well, yeah, he produced it.
Yeah.
So he's got to have something to do with it.
I don't know. Now
Seth Rogen is like the Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a name for your buddy's hat. Like, Swinter?
I don't know. Like
Oinkter!
Is that an actual thing in any version of DnD?
Probably, obviously it is in like a quote-unquote homebrew, which that would be what that would be.
Yeah. What in the world?
Porcus Pigus. That's what he was.
Good callback. That was good.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap this up. I don't have anything else to say.
I don't either.
But before, I should have mentioned this at the top of the video.
We have a poll?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Go and watch Jaiden's video.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. If you've watched it through this, oops. But, be sure to go and watch her video because, she needs all the love and stuff with that. Because she worked hard on this. Her and her team did a fantastic job as usual with this. So, yeah, be sure to head over to Jaiden's. Tell her that we sent you.
Yeah.
Yay.
Watch it twice.
Yes.
So the algorithm is nice.
Yes. 3 times if you're OCD. Or monk. 1, 2, 3. No, sorry.
Trailer for that came out too.
What?
The new Monk movie came out.
Okay. Anyways, tangents. Tangents.
You did it!
Tangents. I hope you're writing this down because that's going to be on the test. All right. Well, on that note, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And go watch Jaiden's original video. Please do so. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye and be blessed, everyone.